Oh, what's up, guys? Welcome back to El Merengue for the VAR Check Podcast, the podcast where football's biggest debates go under review. Tonight, we are joined by the return of Ricky coming back from Japan, and of course, Michel, who has not ever left the boat. But of course, the Barça boys, it's just classic Barça type
Not
of vibes.
shocked. Not
But
shocked.
we have, per usual, a lot to talk about. It is now episode 23 of the VAR Check Podcast. We are 2 episodes away from that quarter of 100. It's crazy. Things are moving quick. Some quick comments coming in already. Jimmy Chaos 2321. Let's go. Podcast vibe. Cholo from Atlanta. What's up, culos? Ariab, welcoming back Ricardito. And Pricey already changing his mind that they're beating PSG. Look at that. Real quick. So I guess before we jump into all the craziness, Ricky, you were gone last time. We got to hear a little more how your trip went. You were gone for 1 week in Japan.
1 week in Japan, and it wasn't enough. So I was there for an exchange program with another dental school, and when they came here, they knew I was a Barca fan, so they went ahead and they got me a little gift.
Wow.
A little gift that I could not say no to. And it was just amazing. It was nonstop. Huh? It was nonstop for a whole week. So I just got back. I'm still a little jet lagged, which I'm surprised, but hey, we're here.
Yeah. Almost a 24-hour flight traveling.
I was like 100% sure we were gonna miss our flight back too. So that was a little stressful, but we're here.
Absolute disaster. But Japan's worth it for those of people that haven't been.
Yeah. Must go for sure. I actually got a Japan World Cup jersey with my name on the back, so I'm already ready.
Part of the squad.
God damn. He's going to be cleaning out that trash in the stadiums now.
Do what I can.
Michelito, how are you?
I'm good. Great news today. New York is 70 degrees.
Wow.
So that feels like summer in comparison to our minus whatever we were at a couple weeks ago. So we are getting back up there. It's gonna go up and down for the next couple weeks, but I think we're out of the freezing temperature, right? So that's been a really positive experience. Yeah, bro, life's good. My regular season is back in form now, 100%. So that's great. And almost 25 episodes in. I feel like we snapped and we're here. We still have so much to talk about. We have the rest of the Champions League. We have the World Cup. Sooner or later, we're gonna be talking about our 100th episode, and I can't wait. We obviously got to do something big for that one. But thank you to everybody who's been watching us. From new to old, to your guys' fans from the original channel. You guys have been increasing and adding to this podcast, because it's not just us talking, right? We're reacting to you guys, responding to you guys, and you guys are a huge part of what we are doing here. So thank you, especially to our OGs that have been watching since episode 1. Hopefully the show has gotten better and better, and we will continue to be better and better for you guys. So thank you so much, and I'm excited. Let's go. Let's get into it.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you, guys. We are actively working on improving the show, trying to bring in special guests so that way we keep it as interesting as possible. So, of course, it always goes a long way if you make sure you hit the like button. That way we can keep growing this podcast as much as possible. Right now we have almost 15 people live watching and joining in as we get started.
Lovely. That's
And
great.
we just hope that it continues growing as this episode goes on.
Wait,
without further ado.
Wait, John D. Rozier's 1. Hey, what's up? I haven't seen your name pop up, so hopefully you're new, but what's going on? What's up? How are you? Appreciate the shout out.
There you go. Miche's building the following there. I love it. And look at that, Ricardito, Barça Cico, excited to see you back to represent the culeros. And Shorty, welcome in as well. So without further ado, let's get straight to it because Barcelona did almost everything right. Almost everything right. And yet, Ricardo, it wasn't enough. They came into the second leg of that Copa del Rey semifinal. Everyone knew that they needed a miracle. Not many thought it would be possible. Coming in from being 4-0 to Atlético Madrid after that first leg game where they did not play well. And I mean, a long 90 minutes at the Camp Nou almost gave Barça that 4-0 scoreline that they needed. I mean, suddenly it was 3-0. The stadium was feeling good. Barça was playing, in my opinion, one of the best games that they've played this season. All they needed was that extra goal, but Atlético Madrid did what Atlético Madrid does best. They suffered, they defended, they slowed the game down, and they survived. And in the end, Griezmann got his last hurrah, posting that special picture. So Barça won the match 3-0, yet they still got eliminated. Ricardo, you were in Japan while this happened, obviously, but I know you did not keep your eyes away from it. Tell us what your experience was with the game. Did you get to watch it? Everything. Break it down for us.
It was a little on and off for me. I was we were sightseeing, and of course I had my phone there watching the game, as any good Barca fan should do. And look, I didn't get to sit down. I didn't get a chance to analyze it, but what I did see was what we needed to display. We came in with heart. We came in hungry, angry, and just pressing nonstop, making their life a living hell for 90 minutes. And I think all Atlético Madrid fans and players thought that they were going to concede that fourth goal. It's a shame it didn't come, but the sensations for me after the game were this is the Barca I wanted to see. This is the Barca I needed to see. Now that the season is stepping up, we want to see that we can this whole season we've had the issue of dropping points or losing big games. That's been our downfall so far. So knowing that this Barca team can step up to the plate when they need to is a big sign, again, especially for this part of the season where it's so crucial. Of course, there's still some issues within the team, mainly coming from our strikers that are just not performing where they need to be, which will be key to making these comebacks, to winning important games. But my goodness, Marc Bernal came out with 2 goals, and of course Rafinha. It's a shame that last goal didn't come out, but no, I was proud. I was proud of the team, and walked with my head held high. Wait.
We can't hear you.
Yeah, we can't hear you. No,
you're like super muffled.
Can you hear me now?
There you go.
Yeah. Okay. I was saying that seemed to be the same vibe that I was getting from not just the Barca players, but Flick and the fans. They came out of this game knowing that, yes, they were eliminated, but I feel like they leveled up, which as a Madrid fan, I don't love to see, especially as we get to the crucial stages of the season. I want to hear from the comments down below kind of how they feel after seeing that game. But Micha, then I want to hear from you, your thoughts on that whole game.
I mean, I think it was a steep mountain for Barca to climb from the beginning. When you put yourself in a 4-goal hole from the rip, that's really, really hard to get back from that, no matter how well you play. Because essentially what Atletico Madrid was going to do, and we all knew, was defend. But any team, you could say, defend for the first 45, make sure they don't score. And to score 4 goals in one half is already hard enough. So Barca did all they could. Unfortunately, their play in the first leg really turned them down. If there was any team that could come back from 4-0, it was Barca. And goes to show that, there is things like Ricky said that they need to work on. Because if that first leg ends 3-0, 2-0, 2-1, like, it's a completely different story. And I actually think Barca go through. So congrats to Atletico Madrid. I hope you guys get destroyed moving forward. even though you probably don't because it's your second team. But either way, I think Barça showed signs of really positive signs that they can take going forward into their deep Champions League run, assuming that they go forward. But we'll see. I think it's going to be really interesting. I mean, I obviously don't really care when Barca does well, so I don't really have much to say. But they're out, right? Can't really talk too much about a team that got knocked out. So, as well as you played, it just wasn't well. Didn't play well enough.
Let's see what some of the comments are saying here. We have Barça Cico, clean sheet 2, was impressive to watch. Yeah, I mean, honestly, that was the thing. Atlético Madrid went into this game banking. I mean, Atlético Madrid went into this game banking that they would get 1 goal, and they created, if I remember correctly, 1 clear dangerous chance, nothing too much. I mean, it was just Barça over and over and over and over again, which we've talked a lot about how they're high line and everything, but which I still feel like could come back and haunt them. However, in a crucial game where they needed to not concede, they kept the clean sheet. Let's see. Giancarlo, Barça did all they could. That's all you could ask for. Marc Bernal is good CDM who can score goals. We have seen he scored 280 goals in 286 academy games. That's a pretty
and that's a huge positive to me because, again, he was one of those players that coming up from last, he's always this promising gem, right? And we tend to have a lot of those, and the majority of the time, they don't live up to their expectation, right? Like, they don't live up to the hype. Especially with Bernal after his injury, I was really concerned with what kind of player we're going to get back. And from what we're seeing, it seems like his recovery is going pretty well.
He has, 3 goals in the last, 5 games? Is it 3 or 2? Yeah, something like that. It may have been 3, though. Barça Cico also agreeing that you guys need a new striker ASAP. We'll talk about Yamal a little bit more. And yes, that goal against Bilbao was pretty nice. Super proud, looking forward to the next games ahead. Let's see. Alex the Boss. This is a name I haven't seen before. Madrid fans think they are Gandalf, the Grey in Champions League. You need to be humbled. Well, we talked the talk and we walked the walk. So that's that.
We have the number to show it. Right? I think Barca still has the same amount of Champions League from when Arbeloa was playing, but it's okay. We understand.
Let's not get too heated this early.
I would be upset too. Understand.
We're gonna get into the Champions League a little later on in this episode, so make sure you stay tuned. And yes, this will include Ricky's Champions League prediction. Don't you worry.
What's up? What's up?
I know. Shout out to Ikaga.
Hey, this might be truth. We haven't heard. That is one thing I will say about Lamine. The start of the season compared to now, the past month where he's really been killing it, scoring every game, assisting every game, things like that. There is one common denominator, and it's the fact that yes, he hasn't had a girlfriend, but also he's just stayed away from the media and stayed away from all the negative stuff that I feel like we were talking about him at the start of the season. And I don't know if
he should thank me, to be honest.
What you called him? Told him to stay away from the girls?
Since I said what I said about Lamine Yamal, he's been playing better and better and better. So you're welcome.
I mean, he went ahead and essentially cleared his Instagram. He took off his a lot of his pictures, his profile picture, and he's kind of been keeping that head low. But it's also something we saw last season. The beginning of last season wasn't amazing for him, but it was the ending that really set him down this path that we're seeing.
We'll see.
Yeah. It'll just be the main question is, and I think Micho's been asking this question all along, is will he show up for the big game? Will he show up when it really matters?
I saw a stat too. It was a list of 6 or 7 games. There are Champions League games. There were big games against Madrid as well, where he has gotten no goals and no assists. So again, you can score all the hat tricks you want. I've never said he's a bad player. He's an amazing player. And I want before all the Barca fans start whining, he's an amazing player. But when the lights are the brightest, when it's time to step up to the plate, can you take over a game? And right now we haven't seen it. So hopefully for you guys this year, he decides to step up to the plate. I don't know what clearing your Instagram is going to do, but we're gonna see. I've always root for him to be the best player because it makes our matchups against them even better, even juicier, even more fun and exciting. But he's gonna have this entire Champions League run to prove himself. Hopefully, he stays healthy because I don't want that to be an excuse later down the line. Yeah. So we're gonna see. It's same for lame ass Jude. Jude has a Champions League last time I checked. So just saying. Yeah, bro, you run a lot of teams. Ronaldo, 2 offsides goal against Bayern Juventus with 1 red card. You earned those 15 Champions Leagues. Okay, well, at the end of the day, the number on the shirt still stays the same. I appreciate the hate and I appreciate the commentary, but that's what this show is all about. We love it, but at the end of the day, what happens? You know,
the comments are always welcome. Bring it.
Your point stands. It stands strong. Lamine Yamal has to show up on big games. That's what's left. For him to, like if he wants to be the Balón de Oro, that's what you have to do. I don't disagree with you at all. But this past month has been pretty incredible for him. I mean,
he's a great player.
Club, take that goal away, which was obviously beautiful. I think he had a great game regardless, creating lots of chances, beating a lot of players off the dribble. And let me quickly pull up a little some. Oh, wait, let me lean the other way.
Yeah, well, the guy slipped. Come on, man. The guy slipped. There's limit on the field, not on Lamine.
All right. The guy slipped, but Lamine still put that thing in the perfect top corner, though.
Yeah, well, I guess that's a good segue to La Liga, which we can jump between Madrid and Barça. We'll just kind of let it free form.
Bro, the comments are going off. They don't even care about us no more. They're just going off about each other. I love it. I love it. Also, this you can say the same thing for Mbappé. He scored a goal in every Champions League game except for the games against the big teams. Listen, bro, the comparisons aren't even close. Like I think it's funny when people decide to compare. When we argue about one player to a certain player. Mbappé has been a key deciding factor in multiple World Cups. He has a World Cup. He was the best player, in my opinion, in the most recent World Cup, where he scored a hat trick by himself, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and then still put his penalty away. There's levels to this. I'm not saying Lamine Yamal will not reach that level, and I'm not saying that he's not the best player or whatever. I think he's an amazing player.
You can't praise Mbappé without saying penalty. Even in his best performance, he said penalty.
Okay, well, how did Messi get through that World Cup as well, with penalties too? So let's.
Funny enough, you know who the top penalty scorer is in La Liga? Messi. You know who the top penalty scorer is in the Champions League? It's Messi. You know who the top penalty scorer is in the World Cup?
He played there so many years.
No, but it's the same thing. It doesn't matter. We're not talking about how many years they've played. It's the fact that 1 year or once upon a time it was Messi. Once upon a time it was also Ronaldo. Right now it's Mbappé because he's the penalty taker. And at one point Barça might start getting some more penalties, and at that point maybe Lamine Yamal is the penalty taker, and then we might start saying, "Oh, Lamine Yamal, he doesn't score penalties."
But also okay. Also too as well. And there's always going to be controversial calls where you can say, that was that. Every team has them. Madrid has them as well. But, Ricky, I can't even count how many times even you said, like, yeah, that was a PK. Yeah, that was a PK. Like, at the end of the day, you can't get mad at Mbappé for putting them away. If the teams can't defend and their only option is to chop down a player, like, that's not our fault. And not you, but the Barça fans in general. If Lamine scores his, he would have more goals, right? But he can't even make his. So at the end of the day, you still got to step up to the spot and hit it. It is what it is. But we're going to see. I'm really excited for this Champions League. Even for Madrid, as many problems as they have right now, I think it's going to expose a lot of things that we already know, but even more in depth. But I'm really excited to see Barça because according to them, they have it all. This is their year. This is the moment. Lamine Yamal, he's going to have his time. So we're going to see. We're going to see. You have them going all the way to the final, I think. But right?
We'll talk a little more about the Champions League here in a second. We're going to focus on La Liga a little bit. This was a bit of a weird week for Real Madrid, given that they played on a Monday. Then again, they played so we talked about that game last podcast, but then they played on a Friday. So it was just off. I mean, for me, it was weird, kind of cool coming back home from work to put on a Real Madrid La Liga game. And it was a game in which they came in with 10 players out from their first team due to injuries, due to everything, which we can also talk about the Rodrygo ACL injury that came out last minute, which is horrendous. But essentially it forced Arbeloa to have almost a full bench with Castilla players. And somehow, in a very ugly way, in a very customary way that Real Madrid has been playing this season, ugly. In the last minute, they somehow pulled out an ugly, again, victory. So we know we're not going to hide away from the way Real Madrid is playing. No one is sitting here. We've been sitting here this whole season saying how much Real Madrid has struggled. Yet they managed to do it. And in the meantime, that helped put a little bit of pressure on Barça, who was coming up against Bilbao in Bilbao. And it's never an easy game. However, Barça yet again, even though it was a narrow score, I felt like the game reflected another fairly easy win for Barça. And now that's in the past 5 games that Barça has played Bilbao, a goal difference of 16 goals for and 0 against, which is pretty impressive. Misha, what are some of your takeaways from that Real Madrid match?
I mean, frustrating, right? As we saw. I think the only positive is that Tchouaméni is starting to really get some confidence, which is good, other than just being able to move the ball from one side to the other, which is key. But, it's allowing more people to kind of shine and have that moment because, you can't always just bank on, well, Mbappé is going to score. You need contribution from other players, not even just for the stats, but for them to believe in themselves to say like, oh, I can also have confidence to take that shot versus like, oh, I got to pass it off. So that was the only positive I could take. It was a super ugly game, but those are the games that come down to those ugly, scrappy goals. Both of our teams have them. Celta is always a tricky team from Madrid. I don't know why, kind of like Rayo, where they just for some reason, struggle against them. But, and again, and this goes for both of our teams, we also have to remember every single game that we play, every team brings their best. Like, this is the game that every player circles on their calendar so they can try to move up in their career. Like, they're always getting everybody's best, and it's up to Madrid and Barça to step up to the plate when they're playing against the Celtas, the Rayos, whatever team that they're playing that's mid-table or below. So it's never an easy game, but Madrid definitely should have taken care of business way better. Again, not really much to say. I mean, Valverde, we took a deflection goal to seal the 3 points, but 3 points is what we got, and 3 points is all we need. So you take the 3 points, you ride into the sunset, and you keep it moving.
We'll take them. So there was a little controversy with that Valverde goal. Some people online were saying that it was a foul from one of the Castilla players whenever he won the ball back. What was your take on that, Micha?
Didn't get called. That's what matters.
Let me say a little something on it. He gets the ball. 100% he gets the ball. And funny enough, we had like a micro, very, very small talking point with my brother when we were hanging out together. Before I saw too many replays, I was like, well, what you think about that? That looked like a foul to me. After looking at it under review a little bit more, gets the ball. My concern is that second leg swings pretty hard. I don't think I would have called it as a ref, but I'm curious to see what the chat has to say about that. And I'm also aware that there were other controversial calls that didn't go Madrid's way. So I'll leave that out there.
There was that penalty where we crossed it, and there was a handball up there. They ended up calling it a foul, which I can see. I mean, there was a slight push for Tchouaméni, and there was also a slight push from, I think it was Thiago Pitarch. So in the end, I was like, okay, obviously I want them to call the penalty, but it wasn't.
But these players also like embellish everything, bro. Like, and that's where it comes down to. Like, a little touch. Like, we were talking about grown ass men who hit the gym every single day, and like they barely get touched and they go flying. Like, I get it. That's the game.
Michan, I don't want to hear that shit from y'all. Out of all people, don't talk to me about diving. Don't talk to me about grown men falling off a little push.
Okay, but that's every team.
Should we talk about Pedri in Atletico Madrid?
And
Atletico Madrid?
Bro, I'm not saying just them. It's every single team. That's what I'm saying. It's hard to talk about, well, this little push was a foul and that shouldn't. Like, every corner kick, you can call a foul on every single corner kick, right? Because they're all grabbing and pushing and shoving. So that's just the way the game is. You're not going to call every single foul. You're not going to call every single contact because that would, one, ruin the game, and there's a foul on every single play if you really want to talk about it. Right. And there's so many fouls that happen inside the box that don't get called, that if it was in the middle of the field, get called. So it's like, how do you explain that? Like, a foul is a foul, right? So at the end of the day, it's the same thing. You know, you go with the ref. They have a million cameras. They have VAR that take goals away all the time, no matter what. And it didn't get called back. Was it a hard challenge? Sure. You can make the argument. But at the end of the day, that's not what got called, and you keep it moving. If it was against Madrid, we would be saying the same thing.
Another talking point was that Michel and I have been kind of going back and forth about. I've been saying how I wanted to see a little more from Brahim. He's a player that had a great AFCON, and I felt like when he was going to get back with Madrid, he was going to come in all cylinders, like hit the ground running, get a lot of performances. And with Arbeloa, he's barely played. And so I've been making the argument the past few weeks, like, I want to see more of Brahim. And we finally got it. I mean, he got a start, the start that we were talking about against Celta Vigo. And Michel texted me about it. Brahim got his moment, and yet again, he didn't do anything. And I fully agree. I mean, he was out there, he played 80-ish minutes, and he barely touched the ball. I mean, Ricky, you may have not watched this game, so that's why I'm not asking you too much about it live. But, I mean, Michel, do you think, like, this is what cooks Brahim in a team where Rodrygo's not there, where Mbappe's not there, where, I mean, Vini was there at least, but and he still can't perform to the best levels? Does that sentence him?
I mean, I think it's difficult because you're in a team where 90% of the play goes on the left towards Vini, right? And we even saw that with Rodrygo. The difference is there's players that force themselves and put themselves into the game, who demand the ball. Whether you get it or not, your first touch from receiving the ball, what are you doing when you're getting the ball, you're getting those opportunities, like that spark? You know, he's a great player. I'm not saying, like, you don't get to these levels, you don't do what you do at the AFCON if you're not a great player. But sometimes the badge is too heavy, the shirt is too heavy for you, especially after what happened to him. I think his confidence is cooked. He's not in rhythm, even though you're training all the time. That's different from playing a game week to week. And I just don't think that he is that guy. It's kind of like Asensio was for Madrid, like Marco Asensio. He was great as coming on as a sub. He'd always score these bangers. He'd always have, and then he would start, and he wouldn't do anything. And it's just like, okay, whatever, give him bench time. He comes on, scores some bangers, has awesome goals off the bench. He gets his start. He doesn't do anything. So sometimes being a starter at a club like Madrid, Barça, City, all these big Bayern, big clubs, just because you're good enough to play on the team does not make you a starter. And I think we found that with Brahim, is he's a good player. He's good for getting you 20 minutes here and there if you need a spark or if you need a moment of magic, because he has the quality, but he's not a starter at Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Kind of like Rashford for you guys, right? I think he's a great player. I think he brings an amazing spark to your guys' team. Is Rashford a starter caliber player for Barça? No.
But I think that argument was perfect for Brahim in the past few seasons. I think this season is just different because he comes in and I mean, if we're comparing him to like a player like Rashford, I think Rashford comes in and makes a difference for Barça this season. You know, he takes players on, everything. I see Brahim that, and maybe once again, it's what Ariev was saying. Like, he hasn't been the same after AFCON. Maybe it is because his confidence got tanked from missing that penalty, and he just goes to sleep with nightmares every single day. But if he continues playing like this, I don't think he can stay at Madrid for another season. If he continues playing like the Brahim from previous seasons, then at that point, that's fine. Sure, he was a great super sub. I remember the games he had against Atlético Madrid. He's had good games in the Champions League, against City even. But I guess, you know, it's something that we're going to have to see at the end of the season. But if he keeps having opportunities where he plays all 80 minutes, 85 minutes, and goes unnoticed, I mean, at that point, do you consider selling him?
I mean, I don't really see a need of keeping him. There's always better players out there, and Madrid obviously can get some money for him. But a lot of things are going to change depending on who the manager is coming in for the next season, because there's going to be players that they're like, nope, I want to keep them. They're part of my vision, of what I want of the game or of the team. But if it was up to me, I think there's better players out there than Brahim that are in rhythm. I'm not taking anything away from Brahim, and he's had a good career at Madrid per se. But at the end of the day, like, if you're not performing and if you're not at that level, Madrid and Barça are not the clubs where they're just gonna keep you out of pity. Like they don't have a reason to keep you. They're gonna sell you. So it's sad because I think he's a good guy and he's Madrid through and through, but if you're not performing in these opportunities that you are getting, again, you're also not getting an opportunity against Barça, against Villarreal, against whoever. You're getting an opportunity against Celta and you still can't shine. It's like, bro, like, I get that your confidence is tanked, but you got to do something with that. Like even Mastantuono, like as frustrating as he can be, you see, like he's at least trying things. He's at least trying to attack. He's trying to do certain things. No le sale, but that's okay. I'd rather you go at people and you get the ball taken away from you 9 times, but at least you're trying versus just getting the ball, making a little move and then just passing it back. I
don't know, man. Mastantuono is a player that I'm not going to call it right now. He's too young for us to say anything definitive about him, but his past few performances have not left me like excited or anything. I mean, I feel like as an 18-year-old player, you should be coming in and yes, maybe you mess up here and there, but you get the ball and you try something different. You excite us. And I feel like the Mastantuono I've been seeing is just, I don't know if it's the pressure getting to him. I don't know what it is.
But I've seen more glimpses of that with him than I have with Brahim Brahim's over the last couple of years. I'm not saying Mastantuono is the finished product or that he's what I'm talking about, but the example I'm using is that I've seen these little spurts of energy, these spurts of trying to make something work out of Mastantuono than I have when Brahim is on the pitch.
Maybe. I honestly like Thiago Pitars more at this point, but that's a different story.
Yeah, he's playing with house money, bro.
You love that. You love that little saying.
But it's true. Like he has the confidence from Arbeloa because he was his coach in Castilla, and baby. Like you still have to perform. Don't get me wrong, but if he has a bad game, no one's gonna blame him. No one's gonna point the finger at him the way they do at Vini or these players. So like, if you have the confidence to ball out, like no one's really expecting anything of you. That's why. These players get paid the big bucks because they have expectations. That's why there's weight. If we lose a game, no one's blaming him. Even if he gives the ball away that leads to the goal, no one's going to blame him. They're going to say, well, where was Vini? Where was Mbappé? Where was blah, blah, blah? Like, so it's good for players like that to get confidence.
But at the same time, many of these Castilla players come into the game and they go noticed. So props to him for going noticed. I felt like I would, every time he got the ball, he would do cool, exciting things. Whereas there's so many Castilla players that get their debut, they come and go.
Well, he's also in a position where he gets a lot of action. With the Castilla players that have come in recently were right backs, strikers. Like they have little spurts of moments. Like he's touching the ball 2, 3, 4 times as much as any of those players would in a normal game. So it's a little different. But yes, I hear what you're saying, and it's good. I hope he continues to climb the ladder because unlike Barça does this all the time where they bring in these new players and these young 15 and 16-year-olds and you see what happens with them, right? Like Madrid doesn't do that at all. So I'm really happy that he's been, a player that has kind of broken through the crack and hopefully he can have a good career.
And, now that we brought up Barça playing the youngsters and Madrid starting to play some youngsters, I've put a lot of hits on Arbeloa. But that is one thing that I will give him. And I know this past game, he was kind of forced to play a lot of these players because of the injuries, but he has pushed to play a lot more youngsters. And I think compared to all the previous coaches that we've had, he has put out the most youngsters out there. So it's one praise that I will actually give Arbeloa if there's anything to come out from his.
Bro, the chat is going off right now.
What's going on here? Hey, I love it. That's fine. Get the community flowing. Ricky, I want to hear a little more from you. I don't know because you were literally in the flight, in a 12-hour flight, and then in another 5-hour flight, while the day that Barça was playing. But I'm sure you've seen maybe the highlights of the game. You got anything from that game that you want to throw
out? The game against Atlético Club.
Yes.
Yeah, it was actually right on my layover, so I got to watch that one. Which
okay, there
nice.
You go.
I feel like we didn't perform amazing. We took care of business. The team itself wasn't like we weren't creating as many attacks as we wanted to, and there were the defensive. It was honestly like a pretty standard Barca game that we've seen this season. Defensive mistakes from the high line, and just a little bit less on the offensive side of things. We got lucky. Lamine Yamal had a moment of brilliance. It was nice to see Pedri back.
So let me ask you this, because we've had this conversation throughout the entire year about the defensive mistakes and the high line. At this point, and I'm just directly asking you, Ricky, do you think it's fully just the system, or do you think your players aren't at that level? Like for example, like Cubarsí, is he your center back forever at Barça at that level, or is he just a really great player who had moments that eventually is going to have to go away, or is he the guy? Because if every game, not just talking him, but the entire back line, if every game it's defensive mistakes and problems with the high line, like, is it the system or is it the players?
I trust Cubarsí. I can't say, like, Gerard Martin, great player. Do I trust him as much as I do Cubarsí? No. Same thing with Cancelo. I love Koundé a lot as well.
Cancelo can't defend.
So my thing is, when we had Íñigo Martinez, that system worked out really well. Granted, you also have to consider the fact that a lot of teams didn't know how to break it down. Now it's a little bit more evident, what kind of seems to work out. Work the ball towards the outside and then find that crossing. That's effective, and that's how you break down the back line, and teams know that now. They didn't know that in the beginning of last year. So it's the problem's a little bit of both. Pulling the back line, the high back line isn't the perfect tactic. I agree with you. But at the same time, I trust in Hansi Flick. Like, he completely changed the team to what it is now, and I think very few to no other managers could have put Barca to where we are right now. So I trust the system. I trust the majority of the players. Give us a one more partner in crime for Cubarsí, an extra center back that's top notch, and I think a lot of those mistakes get covered.
Interesting.
Here's an interesting comment that I just saw right now from Barça Cico. Trusted list: Cubarsí, Pedri, Lamine. Untrusted list: Olmo, Ferran, and Lewa. Do you agree, Ricky?
Olmo, I'm a little bit less likely to agree with. Ferran and Lewa
for
right
sure.
Now are very untrustworthy.
But like
Lewa too.
But what do you expect? Like, Lewa's not in the prime of his career. Like, I think there are times where Barca fans think that they're getting the Lewa from his height at Bayern. Like, that's not the case. Like, he's an older player. The fact that they're putting all their marbles into this striker, like, that shows you, like, you guys don't really have a striker.
Hold on. I think all Barcelona fans, when we bought him, none of us expected the prime Lewa, the Lewa that scored 5 goals in 9 minutes. No one was expecting that.
What are you expecting that he's not doing?
Hold on. The issue was when he came and started banging out numbers and started getting to a level very close to that prime. That was the issue. The issue was he surprised us and he blew our He blew so far past our expectations that now we're like, well, what's the when is he going to slow down? We just finally got to that point where he's slowing down, right? So this whole 2 years, it's been the talk of the town has been, well, let's make sure Ferran can step up to when this moment that Lewa stops performing as well, that Ferran can take over.
So does that make him untrustworthy?
The problem is Ferran's not even a striker. He's playing out of position.
He's not the forward that's gonna carry Barcelona to a Champions League. I agree, and I think everyone knows that. I think Ferran's a fantastic super sub, but we're stuck in this position, unfortunately, at a very crucial part of the season where neither one of our forwards is performing.
So could that be Barca's dying?
Yes.
Dying problem? The high line defensively, and then the lack of a striker that will score that crucial goal in the crucial moment.
Yes. The midfield's fine. The midfield's solid. The wingers are amazing.
So I'm kind of curious. This here was the top 3 players that we put about a third into the season. Now I feel like we're 2/3 into the season. Would we still agree? This is what we had before, and collectively, including Amir that we've been missing for the past few weeks, we all put this list. How would you shuffle that, Ricky? Now that the season's progressed a little bit more, and I want to hear from the comments too. Do you guys agree with this top 3 for Barça, or who do y'all move around?
Pedri and Lamine stay there for sure. Rafinha, when it's his day, has to be in there. But the problem is he's been injured for a big part of the season. So I'm more tempted to give that third spot to Cubarsí. But yeah, I'm honestly curious to see what the chat's saying. Let's take a look.
I think this is
Ferran out, Bernal in.
I mean, Bernal is playing wonderful, but we need a little greater sample size. Yeah. It's a little greater sample size. And I mean, the fact that
it's hard
to be there.
Ferran had such a good start to his season. But yeah, he has slowed down a lot.
A lot. I mean, Fermin has been important. Fermin has been.
He's come up big for you guys.
Michel, who would you put in there?
I mean, I think you could put Fermin in there. To be honest, I think Rafinha is your most important player because I think when he's not there, it's very evident that he's not there. Same thing with Pedri, but in a different way, But when Rafinha is there, like your guys' attacking prowess is just on another level. But I mean, I think Ferran was I didn't put Ferran in this top 3, but like I think Ferran in the top 3 was like a prisoner of the moment because he was having a good moment there.
He was having a great first half of a season, so I think in that moment he deserved it. But I think he slowed down enough to where he's not the top 3 players for Barca this season anymore.
Frankie de Jong has been good.
I think Fermin, Frankie de Jong, and Rafinha. I think those are the 3 that you can start. I would put Rafinha in there.
Joan Garcia has been good. I almost want to throw out the name Koundé as well. I feel like yes, he just got injured, but he's been in that starting lineup every single game of the season, and very little mistakes. He's come up with goals. I mean, he's also had a good season overall. But is it cut enough to make it the top 3? Maybe not. So Ricky, you get the final say. Who's the third man?
I'm gonna give it to Cubarsí, just because he's been there the majority of the games.
Sure. I mean, he's been pretty solid for the most part of the season. Not really injured, so that's fair. And I'm gonna go ahead and take advantage of this moment and throw up the top 3. Hold on, let me see the comments. John Garcia needs to play with big teams before we can say
what?
Cancelo. I'm dead. Okay, so I'm gonna take the advantage to throw up now Madrid's. This is what we had before. Michel, what do you think?
I mean, 1 and 2 for sure. I mean, Carreras was having it's kind of the same thing with Ferran, although I think Carreras has had a better season than Ferran has had.
Could we consider actually throwing Vini up now?
I would. I was thinking Vini.
Oh, for sure.
I think Vini's second half has been a lot better than where he started.
I was thinking Vini.
Yeah, I mean that's the easy answer. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, when Mbappe's been injured, when Mbappé hasn't played, Vini scored for the most part. He's
also for sure, but again, it's kind of like we're talking about like workload. Totally, but that's because now he's getting 90% of the action. I'm not taking anything away from that, but like he's still getting it done when he needs to. But Vini's also getting way more looks. He's getting the ball probably twice as much now. But again, Vini is always going to be that caliber of a player. I think we put Carreras up there because he was having great games, and Madrid was struggling defensively so much last year that there was like a sign of hope. But I still like Carreras. I mean, I don't think he's the third most important player.
Taking him out doesn't mean we don't like him.
But I mean, in fact, I would actually probably it's so hard to swap Courtois for Mbappé, but like
that's what I was gonna ask because I saw
you could make the argument, but again, Mbappe is just putting numbers on a level that is not normal. So, like,
look, if Mbappe continues to be out for like extended period of time, I mean, people. I think I saw a report that he was back in training today, which I thought was surprising. But if he actually were to be out for another 2-3 weeks, and Courtois has an amazing matchup against City, then at that point, I think it's enough to throw him up. But for now, I think Mbappe keeps that number one position. So
yeah, I mean, you can put Vinny, but I think we should. 45 minutes in, I think we should get into some Champions League because I know that's going to be a big topic.
This is the moment. So, Ricky, I'm going to catch you up real quick on what me and Micha's predictions were. Actually, no, I don't want to taint. Okay, I'm throwing it up right now. You may not be able to see it. Can you guys see it? No?
No.
I can't.
Okay, if you can't. Okay, well, if not, then I will just read out the bracket as we go.
Put Brahim at 3. That was funny. Barça Zico put Brahim at 3.
So me and Micha last episode, we did our own predictions all the way down to the wire, all the way down to the final. Of course, I have written down what our predictions were. So now it's your grand turn, Ricky. And we're gonna start with the left side of the bracket. We're gonna go through all the round of 16 and then move you all the way up, starting with PSG against Chelsea. And this will become the official preview for this week's Champions Leagues. Now that we have the most updated form for each of the teams, so let's get started with that first one. You're up, Ricky.
PSG Chelsea. I'm taking PSG, but it's not gonna be an easy game. I think this is top 10 defining moments, like the rankings, the top 10 rankings defining moments.
Easy game easy game or easy 2-leg?
No, not easy. Very tough. Very
I know you
tough.
said. Are you talking about the singular game, or are you talking about who's gonna go through between the two?
The overall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Pricey, this one's for you. Oh, that's funny.
Okay. So you got PSG for that one.
Yeah, Liverpool against Galatasaray. I have to go Liverpool because they're I'm going Galatasaray. I'm going Galatasaray to beat Liverpool. Madrid against City. If Madrid didn't have so many injuries, I would inch them a little closer.
You would still give them a shot?
I'm going City.
Okay, so far you got PSG, you got Galatasaray, and you got City. Keep going.
Atalanta against Munich. I'm taking Munich. Munich's powerhouse right now.
Hard to take them out.
Yeah. And then top of the right bracket, I'm taking Barça over Newcastle. The Atlético Tottenham game is going to be very good.
Really? I feel like it could be very one-sided.
I'm thinking, well, Tottenham had a good Champions League, and then Atletico's having a decent La Liga, whereas Tottenham's having a poor Premier League. It's like inversion, right? I'm taking Atletico.
Los colchones.
I'm taking, los colchoneros, los colchones. I'm taking Bodo over Sporting.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Did someone disagree with that?
I think Sporting's going to take it.
I picked Bodo, and this one didn't agree whatsoever.
Nah, bro. Bodo for the win, bro. Bodo's going all the way to the semifinals.
I'm just continuing that reverse psychology all the way through. It's put Bodo, push the Bodo along in the whole Champions League. So we're going to keep that going.
And then I'm taking Arsenal over Leverkusen.
Very good. So I want to say that we essentially have the same picks so far, except two that we'll reveal in a little bit. Obviously, Bodo is one of them. But actually, sorry. Yeah, you did pick Galatasaray. So we had three different ones.
Sure.
And now now we're gonna keep going for you. So you got PSG against Galatasaray. Who you got there?
PSG.
Okay, and then City against Bayern.
Bayern. Ooh, what a game!
That's a good one.
What a game! I'm taking Bayern. Bayern's on fire. I'm going Bayern for sure for that one.
Have we seen a City Bayern before? Sorry.
No.
I
don't think so. Right?
Not with them. And it's going to be Pep versus Company, which is going to be fun.
Yeah,
that is true.
Great shout. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm taking Barça over Atleti.
We on the Bolo bandwagon.
That's going to be another good ass game. Barça could get the revenge.
And then I'm taking Arsenal, man. Part of me was to pick Bolo. Arsenal's insane. Arsenal's insane.
You know what would be crazy? Okay. That would be the last team that they really would have to play because they've beaten City, they've beaten Atlético de Madrid, they've beaten who was the third one? They just did it. Inter Milan. So it's like they kind of beat everybody from other countries. They've already knocked out a powerhouse in England. If they were to beat Arsenal, like that would be insane.
And then they go on to beat Barça.
If Bodo wins the final, it would be the internet would break.
Comes up against Barça and eliminates Barça, I'll get a jersey and I'll fly to Bodo and
if
bury myself in there.
We're gonna mark this right now. If Bodo wins the Champions League, we all make a trip out there and go watch a game live, bro.
Yes.
If Bodo wins the Champions League, that would be insane. Can you imagine what would happen in the world if Bodo won the Champions League?
So, funny enough, one thing that I just noticed is if you follow Ricky's bracket predictions, look what he has in the semifinals. City would be the only one out, but he would essentially have the top 4 in our power rankings so far, which is pretty awesome to see that in the Champions League to make it as competitive as possible. So Ricky, you have a PSG versus Bayern Munich semifinal.
I'm going Bayern. Bayern to make it to the final.
Bayern makes it to the final and play against
Barça. I have to go Barça.
Arsenal chokes it.
Arsenal.
Him saying I have to go Barça is him saying he doesn't actually think Barca's going to win, but he has to pick
if I believe Barca was better right now than Arsenal, then I would be putting them ahead of Arsenal in the top 10 standings. Right now, Arsenal's better, but I have to go Barca.
That's what I'm saying.
And then to win it all,
Barça, right?
Barça.
There you go.
And this is Barca season.
All right, what did y'all pick?
So Michel had a final with Bayern against Arsenal.
Wait. Okay. Did you choose Galatasaray or Liverpool?
He chose Liverpool.
And you chose Madrid over City.
No.
Okay.
And Michel went for City.
PSG over. No, you chose Chelsea, didn't you?
I chose Chelsea.
Yeah, I knew you did. I can read your mind. Awesome. Okay. And then the other side?
The other side, he chose Barça over Newcastle. Uh-huh. He chose Atlético Madrid, Bodo, and Arsenal.
Okay.
And then in the semifinals, I guess keep it going, Michel.
Yeah.
Semifinals. No, I mean, if you give me the matchup.
You can't see it. So I'll just keep it going for you.
No, I mean, tell me who the matchup is, and I'll tell you.
So you had Chelsea against Liverpool in the semifinal.
Chelsea against Liverpool. I think I picked Chelsea, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
I don't have your specific semifinal, or quarterfinal, but ultimately you ended up picking Bayern to
I know my final was Bayern Arsenal, right?
Yeah, I'm just struggling to remember your in betweens because I didn't write those down. I just wrote down your round of 16 picks. So
because I have Barca playing against, who do they end up playing?
Against Arsenal.
Oh no! Before that, because I have Bodo beating Sport. I have Bodo beating Sporting, but then losing after that. I said they're gonna get to the quarterfinal and lose. My semifinal is Bayern and who?
I don't know if it was against Liverpool or Chelsea.
I don't remember the way the bracket turns out. I mean, I can go back and watch.
I'll go back to the last episode and write down your specific quarterfinal, semifinals because I didn't write those down.
But I have Bayern Arsenal in the final, right?
Arsenal. Yeah.
And then I have Bayern winning it. So I have Bayern again, barring injuries and all that, because obviously that will change completely if a lot of things happen. So for the people in the chat who are going to say, oh, if everyone stays healthy, I have Bayern beating Arsenal in the final.
Okay. Barca Zico said Bayern and Chelsea. That's what you said.
Bayern and Chelsea for the semifinal?
Yeah. Shout out Pricey.
Yeah.
That
sounds like it. Hey.
Well, the real shout out to Pricey was me after I have Chelsea winning the Champions League.
Shut the fuck.
Bro, I think there's a chance that Ronaldo wins the Champions League, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
I
just feel look, here's my argument. Chelsea is coming up against, in my opinion, a very unstable PSG. Is PSG beating Chelsea very likely and very possible? Sure. I mean, if PSG wake up and play the way they played all last season, especially once they got to this round, they could smoke Chelsea. But I have this feeling that Ousmane Dembele has not been in his best form. Chelsea has also been irregular in the Premier League, but this season in the Champions League, Chelsea's actually been pretty strong. So, given the fact that Chelsea is also finishing in the Stamford Bridge, I think they could shock PSG. If they shock PSG, they come in with this huge momentum against Liverpool, who has been equally as unstable as maybe Chelsea has in the Premier League. And given that Chelsea will once again have the home field advantage to finish out the series, they edge it out against Liverpool. Now, the toughest game would be against Bayern, obviously, and that's where, I'm really going on a limb because they're having to play against so many good teams. But at this point, they're in such high form from having beat PSG, having beat a Liverpool, that they edge out another victory against Bayern. They have players like Joao Pedro that I think is in really good form. Obviously, Cole Palmer can hit really good form. And Bayern there's this thing about Bayern that in the recent years, like they just choke when it comes to the semifinals. Whoever they play against, Madrid, they've played against Atlético Madrid before even. They've choked it. And I just feel like they have this little thing that's going to make them choke one more time, and it's going to push Chelsea to the final. And then you put Chelsea against, Barça, obviously they already beat them 3-0, so I'm just hoping they can continue that. But I think if we see a Chelsea-Arsenal final, which I actually had a Chelsea-Barça final, but if we were to have a Chelsea-Arsenal final, Arsenal gets these crazy nerves that it's the London Derby, and they fucking bottle it. And that's how Chelsea wins the Champions League this year.
I mean, they won the Club World Cup.
And that too.
Were they the favorites? No. Did they take care of business? They didn't.
We'll see. I don't care. I'm still going for Bodo, bro.
Did you actually have Bodo? No, okay.
No, I have Bodo losing in the quarterfinal, but I do have them beating Sporting, and this one doesn't think so. So I do have them beating
Sporting.
No. Oh, me?
No, talking about my brother. Yeah.
Oh,
bro, what have they shown you that they don't?
Sporting will win it. I mean, of course, I want Bodo to win, but I just think Sporting's gonna win.
But what has Sporting shown you that Bodo hasn't? Like Bodo isn't like scraping by these victories. They're dominating these games and playing well.
I agree. But unfortunately, with these Cinderella teams, there comes a point where the magic runs out, and I just feel like the magic's going to run out against Sporting.
It's really interesting. We're going to see. I think don't they play the first leg in Bodo? I think that's their time where they can really strike.
Yeah, so exactly. So they have let me see if they play tomorrow or Wednesday. That's what I need to check.
I think they play Wednesday.
They play
tomorrow. Is Galatasaray, Liverpool, Barça, Newcastle, Tottenham, Atleti, and Bayern at Atalanta. So Bodo will play on Wednesday.
Yep.
Oh, dude, there's just so many good games, man. So many good games.
There's a lot of good games. I honestly feel like tomorrow's Barça Newcastle game, given that it's in England, that's a dangerous game.
Tough game.
Tough
if Barça came out with a 1-0 loss in that game, which is not impossible.
Not impossible by any means.
I mean, it took a Rashford banger. Let's not forget.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a very close game in the beginning.
We have Ale Balde, Jules Koundé, Frankie de Jong, and obviously Gavi's still out.
So let's talk about it real quick. What's Barca's starting lineup for this game?
Obviously Joan Garcia, Cubarsi, and I'm gonna go.
Garcia.
I'm gonna go Garcia as the other center back, Cancelo left back, and then Martin right back.
No. Cancelo goes right back, no?
No, Cancelo's a right. Yeah. Cancelo's a right back.
But Gerard Martin's
Cancelo right back, Martin left back. Yeah. You're right.
Okay. Center mids.
I'm thinking Bernal, Pedri, Fermin.
No, De Jong? Is De Jong out?
De Jong's out. De Jong's out. Hamstring.
Okay. So Bernal, Pedri, and Fermin.
Interesting.
That's where I start to feel like Barca can run into defensive problems again. I mean,
so who's the starting striker? We already know who's going to be on the wings. Who's your starting striker?
Ferran.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say
Ferran. It's Ferran. I have a feeling that the trust for Lewa, his ability to keep up with his Premier League teams. I mean, Ferran gives you that. Ferran's a workhorse. Ferran will put in energy. He might not put the ball away, but he'll give you energy, and that might be what it takes. Because you know they're gonna come out like dogs. Newcastle at home, dogs, dude, dogs.
So what's the key to Barca for this game?
Not to concede. The goal will come, not to concede.
The goal will come, but don't concede.
The goal will come from Fermin. The goal will come from Fermin.
Do you sign a 1-1 draw right now?
Yeah, that's fine.
And just take your chances in Camp Nou?
That's fine.
Okay.
I'm curious to see if Flick comes out the way he did against Atlético Madrid, or if he takes a little bit more laid-back approach, right? Because he doesn't want to burn himself in the first leg, right? Or he might just try to kill the game in the first leg. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the answer is. Flick will tell us.
I don't think he's going to kill the game in the first game. I think it'll still be within one goal for the second leg.
I think so too.
All right, score predictions, Michel?
I think 2-1 Barca. I think it's going to be a really big mistake on Newcastle's front if they go on and just defend and look to just sit back on the low block and defend Barca. I think that's the dumbest thing anybody can do, because you're just inviting Barca to have 90% of the ball, and like that eventually they're going to score. So I think Newcastle needs to take it to them, play dirty, play with energy, rough them up a little bit, get some yellow cards in there, and make it a tough game. Don't make it comfortable for Barca. I think they could score. They're with their home crowd. It's Champions League nights are just different, especially with that environment. I think they'll squeak out a goal because Barca is not great defensively. But I do think Barca just has too much quality going forward than they do defensively, Newcastle, that is. So I think Barca gets the job done 2-1. I could say a 1-1. You could always make that argument. But I still think Barca have too much. I think Lamine is in great form right now. So I think he's going to do some good things. So we'll see. I think 2-1 or 1-1. But I'm leaning towards 2-1 Barca.
Cool.
We'll see. It'll be a good one.
I actually think Newcastle's going to play better in Spain than they're going to play in England.
Interesting.
Because they're going if what I'm saying is correct, they're going to have to go score. Because right now it's so even slated that people are afraid to make a move. When you have to go and score and win the game, it's just different energy,
So you expect more goals in that second game?
I expect more goals, but I expect Newcastle to play better in Spain than they're doing at home. Or at least put in a more offensive threat. But Barca, I still have Barca going through.
So switching it over to the Madrid City game, what's Madrid's lineup?
I don't really know, to be honest.
Well, let's think about it.
Y'all have so many injuries.
Courtois, I think Rodrygo, Asensio.
No way. Is Hoyson out at this point? I don't even know.
But Trent will start on the right.
And I've heard Mendy is going to be starting on the left, which terrifies me.
No, but Mendy plays well against English clubs.
He played well. Okay, yes, but Mendy hasn't played competitively in a year.
I know.
He played well against Celta Vigo. I'll give him that. But it's one thing to play against Celta Vigo, and then another thing to just coming back from being out for 4 months or however long he was out to then playing against fucking City and being terrorized by who's going to be on his wing? Not Doku, maybe. I mean, City's teams also changed so much now, but.
I mean, again, at the end of the day, we see what we see. Arbeloa sees him every single day, every single training. So if he does start,
but he hasn't seen him in 2 and 4 months.
I know, but if he does start, it's for a reason. Unless Carreras is hurt, which I don't think he is.
Carreras is hurt. Carreras isn't playing.
Oh, fuck. Then,
that's what I'm saying.
Then, of course. Then who else is going to start for him?
Well, Garcia, but I don't know.
No, absolutely
Didn't we see
not.
that from Mendy a year or two ago where they hadn't played because of injury, and then they come in a big game and did actually pretty good? Oh, am I tripping? I might be tripping.
No, you're right. I mean, again, I think he usually plays well against English clubs. Again, we're gonna see.
The other option
he had that goal line. He had that goal line clearance, and I would take Mendy over Fran Garcia any day of the week.
Really?
Rodrygo loves Fran Garcia for no reason whatsoever. I don't know why, because you guys look similar.
I think he's a little tank, bro. He's a little tank. Offensively, he's not good, but neither is Mendy. I do think that defensively, Mendy is a little bit better than Fran Garcia. But having Mendy come back from almost a year of injury.
Okay, Fran Garcia also hasn't played, so you can also argue that he's not
day in, day out.
I still take Mendy over Fran Garcia, but it looks like he's going to start, so that's that, right? In the midfield, it does look
like he's going to start.
In the midfield, Valverde, Tchouaméni, and I don't know if you guys can fly to Spain and take out Camavinga's tooth or something, but I don't really know what's going on there.
They keep saying he's in pain, dude. As dentist, if you're in fucking pain, it's either the tooth needs to go or you need a fucking root canal to get him out of pain. I don't know why they're not fixing it. I'm like, how did he miss a whole game? How has he been going? This thing been going on for like a whole week. I'm like, fucking fix it.
I'm like, just numb him up for the game. Numb him up and let him play.
Numb him up. It's crazy to me that he's not playing.
I don't think is he out? I don't think he's out.
Well, no. I think he should be back. I
think it'll be Tchouaméni, Camavinga, and Valverde, and then it'll be Vini, Gonzalo.
I think he might go back for the 4-4-2 and put Thiago Pitach.
I was thinking of 4-4-2. With
Vini and Gonzalo,
and put Valverde on the wing.
Valverde will be the right mid.
Yeah.
Arda Güler will be the center attacking mid. And then Camavinga, the left center mid, and Tchouaméni, the CDM. Yeah, that's going to be it.
Wait, hold on. So we have the four in the back. Then you have Camavinga. Oh, a diamond of Arda, Tchouaméni.
Tchouaméni is the center.
Camavinga on the left.
No.
Valverde on the right. Arda Güler Cam.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Vini.
Vini and Gonzalo up top.
I mean, that's the hard part is like and Mbappé is not playing. Best case scenario, Madrid can squeak out like a 1-0 win. But like I don't know. I don't think again, I just the way we were talking about Barça blowing out Madrid in Saudi Arabia or whenever they're playing, I don't think it's gonna be a blowout. This is not gonna be a 4-0 loss. It's gonna be a tight game. Madrid still has quality, let's not forget. So I think Madrid can squeak out the win. I'm actually less worried about this game. I'm more worried about the next one.
Sure. I mean, it's going to be in the city.
So I think Madrid can squeak out like a 1-0 or a 2-1 win. But my head is thinking draw.
What I'm afraid of is City comes out and they get an early goal. I'm talking first 10, 15 minutes. And they smell blood. And the Bernabeu does not hug the team. And instead they start like, the morale goes down. There's been a lot of shit going on. And the team suddenly feels down. And City smells blood. And then boom, boom, boom. They just start dropping goals.
I mean, we're going to see. It also depends on how Vini comes out. Because when Vini is in his mode, he's different, bro. Like, no one can stop him.
I'm excited to see Haaland, Rudiger. That matchup is always crazy. Both very strong.
Haaland's not coming in great.
But I haven't seen Rodri play in so long. Rodri against Tchouaméni. Tchouaméni coming in a good moment. I think scoring his first La Liga goal or La Liga goal in who knows how many games. I think that both of those matches were pretty good.
I think it's going to be a closer game than people think. I don't think it's going to be a blowout either way. For as much talk as people are like, oh, City are so much better. Like, I don't think it's going to be it'll be a difficult game. Like you said, I think that what Madrid needs to really focus on is don't give up a goal in the first 10 minutes. And then you take away that pressure and then you just slowly break them down. It's kind of like death by 1,000 paper cuts with Vini. Just go at them, go at them, go at them, go at them. Like
death by 1,000 paper cuts is crazy.
But you know what I'm saying? Or just slowly chop down the tree. Like City's going to try to do their thing, but City's also not the City that we've known to be, I'm
looking at City's lineup against Forest, Nottingham Forest from this weekend, and it's just crazy to me how different their lineup is. I mean, Semenyo, Cherki, Nouri in defense, Gehi is center back, Nunes in right back. It's just a completely different City from like that one from like 3 years ago that was terrorizing teams.
Also, this is going to be a battle of the goalkeepers, Courtois versus Donnarumma matchup. That's going to be fun.
Good matchup. This is a good matchup.
But ultimately, I think they draw or Madrid get a win by a goal, and then we'll see if we can have Mbappé for the City return leg. We'll see. Don't rush him back though. I'd rather lose and not have him get fucking hurt.
We'll see. We'll see, Ricky. What's your prediction for it?
2-0 City.
Shit.
What's your prediction?
I want to hear in the comments. There's a good amount of people in. I want to hear your predictions for both either the Barça Newcastle game or the Madrid City games. I don't know. I'm gonna be nervous about this one for sure. I think once again, like we said, the key is don't concede in those first 15, 20 minutes. And at that point, you can battle it out for a draw. I see it very difficult for a win. I see it very, very complicated for a win.
It also depends. The last time they played, they were extremely open. Florentino Perez, 1902.
I love it. 2-1 City and 2-0 Barça.
Okay.
Interesting.
We'll see.
Real
quick, we got 3 minutes. Mm-hmm.
What I will say, if Madrid, if they lose, if they can keep it by 1 goal and Mbappé does come back for the return leg and he feels good, I will say anything can happen. City will be the favorite, but if they can keep it within 1 and Mbappé comes back and he's feeling good, I think anything can happen.
I don't disagree with that.
2-0 Madrid, 3-0 Newcastle. That's su madre. We'll see. I mean, ultimately it is Madrid.
The second leg 4-0 Barça.
Well, you already saw that, so we'll see.
Oh man. Galatasaray plays at home against Liverpool. If Liverpool's not going to go through, this Galatasaray has to realistically win this game.
Also, for you guys, for both of you, it's probably too far up in the comments for you to go back and see it. But there was a question from the fans asking if you guys are going to do more reaction videos for these games, and they want to see more Madrid and more Barça reaction videos from the both of you.
Yeah.
I mean, these will definitely come with reaction videos. These Champions League games get reactions for sure. So
there you have it.
Count on that one. There you have it.
Should we take some questions now? Is it question time?
Well, I think 15? I'm going to focus on our last 2 minutes in just the other Champions League games, and we'll do questions next episode. Nice. So I talked about Galatasaray against Liverpool playing in Galatasaray. I think once again, if Galatasaray is going to win, this has to be the game where they actually get a victory if they're going to go through. Atalanta against Bayern Munich. I mean, I think once again, I still see it very complicated. Bayern Munich should still be winning this game. I don't know about y'all.
I mean, we have them all going through. So.
Atlético Madrid against Spurs in Madrid.
I think Atlético Madrid get the job done.
Yeah, should be a victory for them. Arsenal playing away at Leverkusen. Oof, I think they could maybe draw potentially.
Whoa, here's a big fucking comment. If Madrid go through, I think they beat Bayern. Crazy. B Showtime _0. Hey,
and if they beat Bayern, I think they win the Champions League.
Against Bodo. It'll be Madrid versus Bodo in the Champions League final.
Dude, imagine we're sitting here at the end of the season. We have a Madrid-Barça Champions League final.
And that's on the table. I mean, I think it was more on the table last year than it is this year. But if there is, I'm gonna pull out a loan and I will go to the game.
There you fucking go. There's a moment to do.
Hey, Miche pulls out a loan. I pull out a gun.
Su madre.
I mean, Madrid are practically undefeated in finals, if not undefeated in Champions League finals. So we'll see. But exciting. We own Bayern in the Champions League. I mean, yeah, we do.
We'll see. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's beat the first fucking enemy before we start talking about Bayern. Finally, PSG against Chelsea in Paris.
Dude, I think that's gonna be.
I hope Chelsea can pull out a tie. If Chelsea pulls out a tie in this game, I think I'll be so much closer to my prediction. That game is everything for me.
I want Chelsea to win.
2-0 Chelsea.
100% want Chelsea to win.
2-0. 2-0 Chelsea. PSG just got beat by Monaco. And in the Champions League game against Monaco was super close.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. I think Chelsea can take them.
To be fair, Chelsea also almost lost to Wrexham, but to each their own.
Yeah, but that was with their bench team preparing for the PSG match.
It's going to be interesting. It starts tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen.
It starts tomorrow. And with that being said, this is the conclusion of episode 23 of the VAR Check Podcast. Thank you once again for everyone that joined today. We had a lot of viewer participation, so many freaking comments. I mean, just scrolling through this, it's very, very, very long. So thank you very much. Make sure you hit the like button if you haven't yet. And without further ado, we'll see you tomorrow for the Barça Newcastle reaction, Wednesday for the Madrid City reaction. So make sure you turn on the notification bell, subscribe, and then, of course, next Monday to talk and break down each of the 8 Champions League games. We're going to have a special we're going to dedicate a lot more time to the Champions League next one. And without further ado, peace out.